Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. I'm very excited because today we're doing another 7 looks, and this time I shopped my stash with all my Lunar Beauty palettes. We're gonna mix the palettes, we're gonna match them together. We're gonna create 7 different looks. Hopefully you'll be inspired to shop your stash, see what you have. If not, maybe this video will be entertaining to you. I'm excited about it. These videos are a lot of work, but they are a lot of fun. So I'm excited to create. And if you are new here, I want to say, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, creating so many looks. We are here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today because I upload lots of new videos every single week. But this is going to be a long video, so let's jump into it. Before we start creating, before we do 7 looks, I want to show you the palettes that I have, the palettes that we're going to be using today. Like I said, some of the looks, maybe just one palette. Most of the looks we're going to mix and match. I just want to have fun. I want to love the makeup that I have. I want to play with these palettes. So I am going to be using Moonspell Volume 2. I have this one right here. This beautiful purpley pink color story. Love this palette. I do have a Lunar Beauty playlist, so if you're like, Heather, I want to see swatches, I want to see more of this palette, definitely check out the playlist because I'm pretty sure I have dedicated videos on all of these. I may be wrong, but I'm 99% sure. But this is going to be one of the ones that we're going to be using. Absolutely beautiful. Love this palette. I'm gonna have everything linked down below. I do have an affiliate code with Lunar Beauty. If you want to save some money, if you're ever shopping Lunar Beauty, you can use code Heather at checkout, but of course you don't have to. Just, you know, just letting you know. I'm also going to be using the newest palette, which is Nude Prism. So this is an all neutral palette. Beautiful. We've got pinky tones, warm tones. We've got some deep kind of murky tones down here. Beautiful shimmers, beautiful, beautiful all neutral palette. So we're going to play with this one. Again, this is the newest launch from Lunar Beauty. And we're going to play with Eternal Eclipse. I have this one. Beautiful. I remember when this palette launched, I was on the site ready to buy it because it's so pretty. Not just the packaging, but the inside too. Again, mostly neutrals, but we've got some pops of blue. We have some more cool tones with these grays. Really, really beautiful. Gonna use this palette. Oh, I love this one. This is like a go-to neutral palette for me. We're going to be using Life's a Drag Facelift. This one is really, really fun. I don't have the original Life's a Drag palette, but I do have this one. This is kind of like the redone one, half neutral, half colorful shades in here, mostly mattes with only 3 shimmer shades. So we're gonna play with this one. I also have Strawberry Dream. This palette is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Just wait till you see the inside. You've probably already seen it, but still, the pinks. The pinks, the pinks, the reds, the blues, everything about this palette is stunning. This is one of my favorite Lunar Beauty palettes. It's so amazing. Like, this to me is like a must-have palette because the tones, the textures, everything about this palette, love, love, love. I mean, the color story is gorgeous, but this is a beautiful palette. I also have 2 palettes from Lunar Beauty that are discontinued. They're no longer available. But in the spirit of shopping my stash, using the makeup I have, maybe you have these palettes and I want to encourage you to pull them out and use them again because they're amazing. If you don't, shop your stash, see what you have. But I'm going to do at least just 1 look each. So 2 of the looks will be with discontinued palettes. Moonspell. This palette, it gets me. Like, this is so beautiful. Not only is the packaging so freaking fun, but the inside of this palette is pure perfection. We have these green teal colors down here, so beautiful. We have these kind of more neutral colors here, and then we have these pinks and purples up here. The formula's spectacular in this palette. One of the best palettes Lunar Beauty ever made, in my opinion. So I am going to use this for one look because, like I said, it's a Shop My Stash style video. And then the first neutral palette from Lunar Beauty is Greek Goddess. I have this one and I love it. Hello, my name is Heather. I love all things myths, legend, stories. I love it. So I had to have this palette, and it's a beautiful warm toned neutral palette with a pop of blue, burgundy, yellow. This palette is quite old. It came out some years ago, but I have it and I'm going to use it for a look. Okay, now that I've introduced all the palettes to you, now that I've introduced myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyes. I'm going to zoom y'all in closer, and we're going to get started on the very first look. Okay, let's have some fun with this look. I'm going to mix Strawberry Dream with Moonspell Volume 2. That's what we're going to do. I think that's going to be fun. So I'm going to take this Lunar Beauty brush, and we're going to go right here into Sunrise. This is a red shade that is beautiful. So I'm going to put this all here, all in the crease, just like this. So I'm going to take my brush back and forth, back and forth. I really want to just have this all kind of in the socket and up above the socket as well. Okay, I'm grabbing this Lunar Beauty brush, dipping on over to Moonspell Volume 2, and I want to take a little bit of this peachy shade right here, Cameron. I'm going to take just a little bit of that. I'm going to buff my brush off and then just lightly blend the red shade out with this. Very lightly. I mean, I'm lightly tapping into the shade, nothing intense. I just want it a little bit on this fluffy brush, and it's gonna just blend and buff. There we go. That's gonna soften up everything very nicely. Okay, time to build up the outer corner a little bit. I'm dipping into Willow, the red that's in the Moonspell Volume 2. What? Volume 2 palette? I accidentally hit my brush. All right, so I'm going to pick that up and press this into the outer corner. You can see this red is a bit more intense. It's a bit deeper than the one in Strawberry Moon. And I just want to use this in the outer corner like so. Okay, we're going to move on to the lower lash line. I'm going to jump back over to Strawberry Moon, and I'm going to pick up some of this. This is a Sigma Samantha Ravindell brush. You can see this is a super deep shade, and I really enjoy mixing palettes. I would love to know, when y'all are doing your makeup, do you stick to one palette? A lot of times I do. But I also have a lot of fun like pulling out 2 or 3 palettes, sometimes more, and mixing and matching and pairing different shades. It can just like open up so many more possibilities with makeup. So that's why I thought a video like this would be kind of fun. I did a video like this also with my Adept palettes, where I did kind of the same thing, like mixing them and pairing different things. So if you ever find yourself like bored with your makeup collection or anything like that, try pairing different palettes together and see if you can create something new and fun. Listen, if you're not new here, you know, like, I love having fun with makeup, and I want y'all to have fun with it too. But this shade, of course, applies beautifully, just buffing it back and forth. I love this fiery look we have going on, but now I need to choose a lid shade. Okay, I think for the lid, I want to go in with this bright yellow gold right here called Horizon. I think that's going to be really pretty. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Oh, this is so freaking pretty. I love it. Oh, I love this gold next to the red. That is really, really fun. Okay. I love this. Do y'all have this palette? Let me know. I know it's been out for so long, but I just love it. All right, so just pressing that on. This is a What's Up Beauty brush, and yes, I did spray my brush with a little makeup mist. Whatever you want to use is fine. Just gonna help me with a little bit of intensity. It's how I prefer to use shimmer shades. Wow. Okay, let me look up a little bit closer into my mirror. But I like that. Okay, I like that. Okay, now gonna grab back for this little Morphe brush. Gonna dip into Agatha, one of my favorite shades because it's so perfect for the inner corner and also like super bright lid looks. Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay, let me look at myself. I feel like we need to add just a little something more. Like, I just want a little something extra, you know? So let me look. Let me look, because I'm just looking at the look. Looking at the look. And I feel like I want just a little something extra. Okay, I'm grabbing this Nabla brush, and we're going to go into this purple right here in Moonspell Volume 2. I'm going to spray my brush, and I want this purple, I want it to go right here. Here, let me look at my mirror close. I want to just lightly tap this purple. This is a pigmented purple, but I'm going to put it right on top of the gold and the red, kind of where those two meet, and I'm just lightly tapping it in. I think that makes the look a little bit more interesting. Just right there where they blend, just putting it on top of those two shades because I want a light purple transition between the gold and the red. Doesn't that look a lot more interesting? Okay, good. Something was just like, Heather, don't be finished with the look yet. Okay, so I'm going to tap this on. I'm going to put on liner. I'm going to put on probably false lashes, most definitely false lashes, and then I will be back and we'll finish off, like, we'll talk about it. And then we've got 6 more looks to do, y'all. All right, y'all, here is our finished look. I am so super into it. I love this color that we have going on the eyes. I had fun creating it. Let me tell you though, I have some lashes on. These are Unearthly Cosmetics Supernatural lashes. I'm wearing, of course, my Moon Prism blush palette from Lunar Beauty. I have on this shade right here, Spacey, and then very lightly over the top I went on with this more shimmery blush. For lips, I have the Makeup by Mario lip liner in Almond, and I topped it with my Lunar Beauty gloss in the shade Starlight. Love this gloss, love this look. It's so colorful. I love the gold and the purple and the pinks and the reds and blah, 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 blah. I like it, okay? But we have 6 more looks to do. This is just the first look. I'm here for it, but let's jump into the other ones. All right, y'all, back for another look, and we are going to be mixing the Nude Prism palette with the Moonspell Volume 2. It's going to be a super easy, uncomplicated look. It's going to be quick. I don't want to do anything super intense today. Okay, so I'm going to grab this fluffy brush from Sigma. This is a E45 Max, and I want to go right into Apricot. This really pretty, almost like peachy brown shade. I'm going to make sure there's no creases in my eye primer. And we're just going to buff this on. You can see this is a very fluffy brush, so it's going to disperse the color really well. And this is just a very easy to blend shade anyways. I'm just kind of popping it all right there in my crease, my socket, blending it out and about. Okay, I'm going to dip over to the Moonspell Volume 2 palette, and I want to go into Freya. This is one of the small Sigma Samantha Ravindell brushes, and I'm going to put this on the lid right here and just barely up. Not up very high, but I just want it to be like this little little bit of that kind of corally pinky red shade right here on the lid. So I'm just going to keep it concentrated and then fade it out. Okay, I cleaned the brush off a little bit on a paper towel, and I want to dip into Macy. This purple right here, same brush because it's nice and small, and I'm going to put this on the lid on the outer part of my eye, leaving that center part blank. And I don't want to take this color up too high. I'm just lightly placing it there. It's just going to be a hint of that purple in the outer corner. Okay, now that I have those shades down, I want to go in with this really pretty sparkly pink shade called Lunar. I'm picking this up on a brush. This is a Sigma Cinderella brush, and this is a very, very, very sparkly shade, so I am going to spray my brush. All right, I'm just going to press this shade right in the center. So I'm just looking down into my mirror and just tapping it on. Again, I want this look to be kind of light and easy, so I'm just kind of patting that shimmer right to the lid. Okay, jumping back over to Nude Prism, I'm going to grab this Sigma pencil brush and I'm going to go into Bloom for You, this really pretty brown shade, and I'm going to keep this pretty close to the lash line. I'm just lightly bringing this shade around here. All right, now I'm going to grab this little Lunar Beauty LBE6, and we're going to go into the shade Alex, this really pretty cool toned pink, and I'm going to put it as an inner corner shade. I think this is a really pretty pink matte shade that's going to tie the lid and the lower lash line together. But I didn't want to add any more shimmer because I just want that little bit of sparkle that we have in the center of the lid to be the star. So I'm going to put a little eyeliner on. I'm going to throw on some mascara, and then I'll come back and we'll see how the look came together. All right, y'all, this is the finished look. I really like it. It was very easy to create, and I feel like it just looks fresh, and I'm here for it. I did put some of my Hen Dash liner in the waterline. This is the Intra Eye Tone pencil, and I am wearing a glowy blush today. I'm wearing this shade right here from the Moon Prism blush palette. My lips are Zaya Liquid Lip and Dreamy Gloss. So that is what I did to complete this look, but I like it. It's very easy, very simple, but we still have a little bit of color. We still have some sparkle, and I'm into it. All right, for this look, we're gonna be using Greek Goddess, this beautiful palette, but it's no longer available anymore. I still want to use it in case you have it, maybe encourage you to pull it out or see if you can shop your stash. I am really wanting to play with this yellow right now in Harmonia, so that's what we're going to start off with. All right, so I'm going to put Harmonia all right here, just right up front in the crease and bringing it a little ways out, but just kind of buffing around like this. All right, and now I'm gonna grab this Sigma brush and we are gonna go in to the shade right out here, Ray, this really, really pretty warm brown shade. And I'm gonna put this right out here, buffing and blending out and around. These shades just blend so effortlessly, like I love, but I want to take this side of the Sigma brush and we're going to go into this shade right here called Iris, this really, really, really pretty, super sparkly shade. So I'm going to pick that on my brush and we're going to put it all over the lid. All right, I'm going to take this and just put it right on the lid, and then I'm slowly going to diffuse it up and out. All right, I'm gonna grab this flat brush and we're gonna go into this matte dark brown right out here. I'm gonna take this, and this is gonna stay really, really close to the lower lash line. I don't wanna diffuse this out too much So I'm just gonna buff this right here. All right, I'm gonna dip into Athena, the lightest shimmer. And this is like not a super intense shimmer. It's gonna be really pretty right here in the inner corner. It's not gonna emphasize texture or anything like that. Just a really, really pretty smooth shade. I am going to finish off the look with eyeliner and mascara, and then I'll be back. All right, y'all, this is my finished look. I put on a little bit of brown eyeliner in the waterline and some mascara. That's it. For the rest of my face, for blush, bronzer, and highlight, I'm wearing this VIEVE face palette in the shade Dusk. I am wearing on my lips Pat McGrath lip liner in the shade Structure with Lunar Beauty Witchcraft gloss. That's how I finished off this look. I feel like this look is super simple, but I'm into it. Still sparkly. We still have a little bit of color with that kind of grungy yellow shade. I like this simple look, but we do have more looks to get into. All right, my eyes are primed with my MAC paint pot, and I want to use the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette. I'm feeling maybe some silvery vibes today. This palette has beautiful silvers, kind of these nickel shades going a little bit deeper, but I want to play with these shades. So what I'm going to do first is start with this cool toned matte shade right here called Rose Thorn. I'm going to grab a fluffy brush, and we're just going to put that all in the crease and kind of like lower than the crease, above the crease. It's going to kind of be fluffed everywhere. All right, this is a big Sigma brush, and using a brush this big is just going to make it easy to fluff that shade kind of everywhere that I want it. But I wanted to start with something a little bit cool in tone. So I'm just gonna slowly put this back and forth, blending it. Okay, next I'm gonna grab a brush that's a little bit smaller, not super small for my eye shape, but this is a E49 from Sigma, and I wanna go into Smoke. This is a really pretty gray matte shade, almost like a slate color, super duper cool toned. And I'm just going to put this in the outer corner. This shade is so opaque and beautiful, but I'm just going to lightly kind of blend it and build it up in the outer corner. This brush is tapered, so it's kind of pointed. It's gonna help me get that blend and place the color right where I want it. I'm also gonna bring this shade under the lash line out here, but not all the way under, just kind of in this outer corner like that. Just kind of wrapping it around. Okay, so for the lid, I definitely want to do something in the cool silver family. This would be really pretty and really bright, but I kind of want to go a little bit deeper. So I think we're going to dip into this shade down here called Starry Eyed. I do really like in this palette that we have like a bright silver. We have something a little bit deeper with kind of different colored reflex in it, but then we have this really deep shade down here. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to grab Starry Eyed on my E25 from Sigma. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this shade on the lid. You can see it's super deep, metallic, really pretty. I'm gonna put it right here, like all over my lid, so kind of here's my socket. I'm not gonna take it up higher than that, but I'm just gonna get this shade put on the lid, and then I'm gonna go back and blend a little bit. Okay, so I'm really happy with how this is coming together, and I think this blue on the lower lash line would be really pretty, but I kind of want to do something different and go in with Earthbender, this really dark brown right here. So I'm going to pick that up. This is one of the Sigma Samantha Ravindall brushes. She did such a good job with that set, and I'm just going to put this on the lower lash line for a little bit of brown. And I'm just gonna wiggle this into the lower lash line. Okay, so a little bit on my nose and a little bit on my cheeks, I had put this shade right here, Flare, and I think it'll be pretty to use that shade on the inner corner too. I mean, I just very lightly tapped it. Like you can see, I don't have an intense highlight today. I barely tapped with a fluffy brush. I also think this shade would be really pretty on the inner corner, but I think it would be way more intense than what I'm going for today. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this shade. Let me grab a small brush. Let's see here. This one from Lunar Beauty will be perfect. It's kind of round, and I'm going to put that right here on the inner corner. And then I'm just going to put on a little bit of eyeliner. I'm going to put on some mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes, but I'm not going to do false lashes today, just some mascara. So I will do that and then I'll come right back. But I'm really liking how this eye look is like coming along. I think it's really soft and pretty, but still sparkly and deep. All right, y'all, I added a little bit of eyeliner. For the bottom, I put on my Made by Mitchell Tiger's Eye. It's just like a really deep, dark brown shade. And then for the upper lash line, I put on my Hendash Hero line, a little bit of my Melt Supernatural Lash Mascara. And I really like this eye look. I think it's casual, right? That's kind of how I feel about it. Casual, but maybe a little bit elevated, because we do still have that kind of sparkle metallicness going on the lid. But for blush, I have mixed 3 of the shades. This is the Nude Prism blush palette. I mixed, well, kind of like these 4 shades over here. And my lip color, I'm loving the way my lips look today. I'm wearing Zaya liquid lipstick, and then I'm wearing the gloss in Enchantment. I love this gloss. So that's how we finished off this look. I really like it. Very cool toned, very simple. It took just a few minutes to create, but I'm here for it. But we do have more looks to do, so I'm gonna wrap this up and we'll move into the next tutorial. All right, we are going to create a neutral look today. I have my eyes primed with my Sigma Eye Base in Ignite, and we are going to be using Lunar Beauty Nude Prism Palette. I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to do, but I want to do something, you know? So I'm looking at this palette. Whoops, I've got it, well, I've got it upside down. Not that it matters. I'm looking at this palette and I want to do something dark. I want to start off with the dark shade, so I'm going to go in with Bloom For You first. Okay, I'm picking this up on a What's Up Beauty brush, and I'm going to stamp this dark shade right in the socket. So right in here, I'm just stamping, and then I'm going to go and blend. And then I'm going to blend it out with a lighter shade. This color really has like a purpley undertone to it, like a burgundy. So it is neutral, but it's like almost a neutral shade that a color lover will still enjoy, you know? Okay, once I have that shade down, I'm going to go in with another What's Up Beauty brush, but I want to blend this out, and I'm going to go into Tease right down here, this really pretty camel shade, and I'm going to buff this along the edge so that we have kind of a nice faded look. You can start with the lighter shade first if you want to, but I like mixing up my techniques. Sometimes it's fun to start with the dark shade. Sometimes it's fun to start with the light shade. I just like variety. It's kind of all about what I'm feeling that day. But I'm just going back and forth to blend these 2 shades together. Okay, I want to move on to the lower lash line for a minute. So I'm going to take this Sigma brush and we're going to go into Sakura right here. And I'm going to take this and put it on the lower lash line, just back and forth, buffing, letting it come down pretty low, even kind of connecting it right out here, wrapping it around, just back and forth, back and forth. Okay, now I'm going to take this Sigma Samantha Ravindell brush and we're going into Deeper, this matte black shade, because I want to go deeper with this look. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this on like the outer third of my lid to add some depth right there. So I'm just pressing it in here and then kind of bringing it out a little bit. And then just gently down right here to this outer part of my lower lash line, almost creating like a little sideways V. Okay, for the lid, I want to go in with this beautiful bronzy shade right here. This is called Star-Crossed. I'm picking this up on a Real Techniques brush, and I am going to spray my brush. That's just the way I like to use shimmers. Whatever makeup mist you want to use is just fine, but oh yes, that's so beautiful. I'm going to put this right here. It's going to go all over the lid. And I'm going to kind of fade it into where that matte black is. Oh, these shimmers are so beautiful. They're so sparkly. I love. All right, for the inner corner, I think we're going to go with the matte shade instead of this beautiful shimmer. So I'm going to go into the shade Bare. I'm picking this up on a little bitty Morphe brush. And I'm going to highlight right here. I think it's going to be pretty to have the matte inner corner next to that super intense shade that we have on the lid. I'm going to finish up the look with eyeliner and mascara and lashes. And then I'll come back and we'll see how it all comes together. All right, y'all, this is the finished look with our Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette. I really like it. Very neutral, but very deep, dark, dramatic. I like it. Let me tell you, I put on some Lunar Beauty Faux Mink lashes. These were the ones that came in the mystery box. I am trying again the HAUS Labs highlighter in Fire Opal and the HAUS Labs bronzer shade 7. I'm also wearing Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush. I'm wearing this shade right here, the more orangey peachy shade in Twilight. And on my lips are the Lunar Beauty Liquid Lip in Zaya and Coven Gloss. So that is how I finished off this look. I really like it. Deep, dark, dramatic. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you enjoyed this like tutorial for this neutral eye look. Let me know, but we do have more looks to do, so let's jump into it. Okay, y'all, my eyes are primed and ready for shadow. Now I will say I do have a little bit of mascara on already. I'm still testing out the Rare Beauty mascara, and I wanted to put it on before I had makeup on so I could kind of see. So just ignore, yes, I do have on a little bit of mascara, but we're gonna play with the Life's a Drag Facelift palette. I don't have original Life's a Drag palette, but we're gonna play with Facelift. And I'm gonna start out first with this yellow shade right here called Campy. Okay, so I'm gonna take Campy. I'm gonna make sure there's no creases to my eye primer. And this is going to be like my inner corner shade, but it's going to wrap around. So see where I'm kind of tapping the brush? In the inner corner for sure, making sure I have that matte yellow, and then kind of also up like this. So I'm just pressing that in right on top of the primer because I want this yellow look. Okay, once I have that yellow how I want it, I want to go in with this little Morphe brush, and I'm going to go into green. This matte green shade is called Come On Sis. So I'm going to coat my brush with that green, and I'm gonna start at the lash line and I'm gonna bring this up. So just lightly kind of pressing this in, blending it like this. Just kind of creating so it goes like yellow to green. Next, I'm grabbing this little unearthly brush and I wanna go into this kind of turquoise shade called Kiki, and I'm just gonna look down into the mirror and I'm gonna put this right here. So this shade is going to go next to the green, kind of faded into one another at the edges, but I want it to go like yellow to the green to the turquoise. Okay, then I'm going to take a clean blending brush. This one's from Sigma, And I'm just going to lightly blend where the shadows kind of end up here so that there's no kind of harsh line, harsh end. But I think with this look, I was trying to think, I want to do a color on the lower lash line. So I was trying to, like, maybe thinking this shade right here, Fishy, but Fishy is not completely matte. So I think instead I'm going to go in with Clocked, this kind of blue purple right here, because I really want this to be an all matte look. If you have been at my channel for a while, you know I'm all about the shimmer sparkle, but I want to mix it up. I want to do an all matte look, so I'm just going to put this kind of, it's a purple, but it's a blue, so it's like a blurple, right? I'm going to just put this on the lower lash line, and then I already have on mascara, but I'm going to touch up the mascara a little bit. I'm going to curl my lashes. Oh, I'm dipping right into Pageant Queen, right here, the purple, and just right there, adding a little bit of purple, just a little bit right there. Okay, let's do something kind of blue purple on the lower lash line. Let me grab this Odin's eyeliner. I love these gel liners. This is in the shade 8. It's like a lavender shade. I'm going to put this in the waterline. It's just going to be like a little hint of lavender. I'm going to curl my lashes and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, this is my finished look. All matte, but super bright and colorful. I just put a little bit of that liner on, a little more mascara, but I want the focus to be on these pretty matte colors. So I really, really hope that you enjoyed this look. I think it's fun, kind of easy, effortless, but still bright. But we do have other looks to get into. Oh, you know what? I'm like about to hit stop record, and let me tell you though what is on my face. So I'm wearing the Nude Prism blush palette, this shade right here. That's what I have right on my cheeks. And then for lips, I have on the liquid lipstick in Perfection, both of these from Lunar Beauty, and the gloss in Dreamy. Let me put those back in their spot. I'm like signing off and I didn't even tell you the other stuff I have on my face. Okay, we're here at the 7th look. My eyes are primed with my Sigma eye primer in the shade Ignite, and we're gonna use a Moonspell, the original, one of my favorite palettes in my collection. It's so pretty. But what I want to do is start with this shade right here called Sarah, this kind of cool toned mauve-y shade. Okay, so I'm gonna tap, make sure there's no creases in my eye primer. This is a sugar drizzle brush, and I'm just going to buff this shade all in the crease right here. All right, now I'm gonna grab this other sugar drizzle brush, and I wanna go into Sabrina, this really pretty matte purple, and I'm going to place this right here in the outer corner. Just going to tap that on, build it up to the intensity that I want, and then I'm going to lightly buff and blend like this. Just really little blending motions. This palette is pigmented, but it also blends so easily. Like, it's a very easy to create looks with this palette. All right, I'm gonna grab this MAC pencil brush and we're gonna go into Marnie right down here. This really pretty kind of olive shade. It's a little bit brighter than an olive though, so I'm gonna put this right on the lower lash line. So just dragging it back and forth, building it up how I want it to be, and then lightly blending. All right, now I'm gonna take this Spectrum brush and I'm gonna dip into Bonnie. This is more of a brighter, lighter green, and I'm gonna use this to buff right down here. Buff that olive shade out. So it's gonna go kind of under the olive, a little bit lower. And then I'm just gonna blend back and forth like this so that we have a nice seamless blend. Okay, I've got this Real Techniques brush and I want to go in with Mary all over the lid. This is one of my favorite shades in the palette. There's something really, really sparkly and special about this shade. Okay, so I'm just going to put this all over my lid. I'm not going to cover up the matte purple in the outer corner, but I'm going to put it everywhere else. Look at that reflect. Look at all the shimmer there. It's so beautiful. Oh, love, love, love this shade so much. It's so unique in my collection. So I'm just going to tap this in. You know, I would be happy if Lunar Beauty wanted to come out with a moon spell every year for Halloween. Like, 10 years from now, I'd love to have Moonspell Volume 10, you know? Like, I just love the Moonspell theme, but that shade is super reflective, super shiny, but I want to do something really pretty on the inner corner. Okay, I'm grabbing my Odin's Eye brush. It's like a rounded pencil brush, and we're going to go into Prue right here. This shade is also perfection, and I'm just popping that right there on the inner corner. And I'm going to finish off this look just with eyeliner and mascara, no false lashes today. And I'll be back to show you the finished look. I gotta pick out a lip color and we'll wrap this up. All right, y'all, this is our finished look. I put on some of the new Haus Labs Chartreuse matte liner on the lower waterline. I thought it was really, really pretty. This eyeliner is very pigmented. I'm putting this Rare Beauty mascara more to the test, so that is what I have on my lashes. Oh, let me show you. Okay, my blush is from the Nude Prism blush palette. I'm wearing this shade right down here. And then for highlight, I pulled out my now discontinued Greek Goddess highlighter palette. I'm wearing the shade right down here, Medusa. That's the glow I have on. My lips are Hollow's Eve, of course, Lunar Beauty, and then a Lunar Beauty gloss in Witchcraft. So that's how I finished off this look. I hope you liked these 7 looks. I hope you enjoyed watching. You found it entertaining. Maybe you want to pick up some of these palettes. Maybe you want to shop your stash. But I hope you liked all the 7 looks. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a super awesome, amazing, wonderful day. And I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye.